The Euro 2024 knockout stages start today, and I am very excited for these matches. But before they start, I need to give you my predictions for the last 16. In this video, I'm going to be going through every single last 16 matchup and deciding which team is going to go through to the quarterfinals and which team is going to get knocked out. Before we start, I'd just like to recommend that you subscribe to the channel because I've got lots of Euro 2024 content coming up soon. But with that being said, let's get started with my Euro 2024 last 16 predictions. Now, the first game I'm going to be predicting is Spain versus Georgia, and Spain are definitely the favourites to win this match. They topped their group with 9 points, dominating teams like Italy and Croatia. Their attacking high-press playstyle has been really effective so far. Spain have also demonstrated that they have really good squad depth. They changed their entire 11 for the game against Albania and still won 1-0. Spain are also yet to concede a goal in this Euro, so it's going to be very difficult to predict a Georgia win here. With that being said, Georgia have been impressive so far. They beat Portugal 2-0, and while that was Portugal's B team, that's still very impressive. Most people didn't even expect Georgia to qualify for the tournament, but somehow they've managed to make the knockout stages, and they've done so by playing very entertaining football. Instead of just setting up in a low block and defending, Georgia tried to win every game they play, and their quick, energetic counter-attacks can definitely cause some problems. But unfortunately, I do think this is a step too far for Georgia. They're up against one of the best teams in the tournament so far, and I don't think they're going to win this one. I'm going to predict that Spain win 3-1. Georgia will get themselves a goal, but it's not going to be enough. Spain just have too much quality, and they've been so impressive so far. Now, the next match is Germany versus Denmark. Germany have really impressed me so far. They beat Scotland 5-1 on the opening day, and they topped their group without too much difficulty. They've got lots of high-quality players working very well together in a system. They've got Kroos playing really deep and dictating the midfield, with players like Havertz, Wirtz, Musiala, and Gundogan providing an attacking threat. Denmark are very good tactically, but they don't have the same quality as Germany, and they still haven't won a game at this Euro. I expect Denmark to hold out for a draw, and if that happens, I think Germany will be able to win. I think this will be similar to their game against Hungary, and I'm going to say that Germany win 2-0. Next up, Portugal versus Slovenia. Now, you would expect Portugal to win this one. They have a very strong squad, and they finished top of Group F. But Slovenia haven't lost a match this year, although they've drawn quite a few. They drew all 3 of their group games, and if this does end up being a draw, I would favour Slovenia on penalties. But to be honest, I really don't see Slovenia scoring more than 1, so they're going to have to keep it tight at the back. If Portugal score early on, Slovenia are going to have to start attacking, and that will mean Portugal will be able to get more counter-attacking chances and probably win the game comfortably. And I don't think the Slovenian defence is going to be able to hold out for the whole match. I expect Portugal to score a few goals and make it 3-0. The gap in quality is just too big, and I think with the way that Slovenia are trying to set up, Portugal are going to have the advantage here. Now let's move on to France versus Belgium. In my opinion, this game's got 0-0 draw written all over it. Both of these teams have been solid defensively, only conceding 1 goal, but they've struggled going forward. France haven't scored a single goal from open play in this tournament, and Belgium have only been able to score 2. I think this will be similar to France's 0-0 draw with the Netherlands. France will be the better team, but they won't be able to score, and it'll be 0-0. It will then go to penalties, and I think France will just about be able to win. But you never know with a penalty shootout. This could go either way. But now let's move on to the other side of the bracket. Romania versus Netherlands is the first match, and I think this will be a very close one. We've seen the Netherlands struggle against teams like Austria and Poland, so when they come up against Romania, who topped their group, I don't think they're going to find it easy. Romania have been impressive so far. They beat Ukraine 3-0, and they've done very well to top their group. But the Netherlands have been very inconsistent. They struggled against Poland, did well to draw with France, and then lost to Austria. You never really know what you're going to get with this team. I think this game will be high scoring. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and I'm going to predict that Cody Gakpo wins it for the Netherlands in the last minute of extra time. As the game goes on and players get tired, I think the Dutch will be able to find a way through and get that 3rd goal. Next up is Austria versus Turkey. Turkey managed to get through the group stages by beating Georgia and Czechia. However, they were really bad against Portugal, and they're up against an Austria team that are on really good form. Ralf Rangnick's side topped Group D ahead of France and Netherlands, and they did so by playing entertaining attacking football. Austria have probably been the most exciting team of the tournament, and to be honest, I'm not convinced by Turkey's performances. They were only just able to get past Czechia, and now they're going to be without Hakan Çalhanoğlu because he's suspended. So I think Austria are going to win this one 3-1, just like they did against Poland. Now let's move on to England versus Slovakia. Despite topping Group C, England have not played very well so far this Euro. They've been very sloppy on and off the ball, they're not really pressing at all, and they're playing way too defensively when their biggest strengths are in attack. And this game against Slovakia is probably England's last chance to grow into the tournament before facing an elite team. But I do still believe that Southgate can turn it around in this tournament, and I do expect England to beat Slovakia. Slovakia are not a bad team, and they beat Belgium 1-0 in their opening match. However, with the quality of players that England have, you would expect them to win this one. So even though England aren't on the best form, I would still be surprised if Slovakia came out on top. I'm going to predict that England win 2-0. The final game in my bracket is Switzerland versus Italy, and this one's not easy to predict. You see, before the tournament, Italy would have been favourites for this game. However, they haven't really been that impressive. They were really poor against Spain and Croatia, and they barely scraped past Albania. As for Switzerland, they've been quite convincing. They beat Hungary, drew with Scotland, which wasn't a good result, and drew with Germany, which definitely was a good result. Switzerland showcased what they were capable of in that game against Germany, and I'm excited to see them take on Italy. Both of these teams are good at managing games and are experienced in knockout football, and I expect this to be a very tight match. I think it'll end 1-1 and then go to penalties where Switzerland will win. Jan Sommer and Donnarumma are both going to make a load of penalty saves, but in the end, I think the Italians will bottle their spot kicks and Switzerland will go to the quarterfinals. But this game definitely could go either way. And that's it for my Euro last 16 predictions. Let me know in the comments if there's any games that you disagree with. Also, make sure to subscribe because it's completely free, and the worst case scenario is that you just unsubscribe later. And with that being said, thanks for watching and I will see you later. If you're still here, you might as well subscribe. Go on, subscribe.